Let me ask you something that might sound ridiculous at first. What if everything you're struggling with, money problems, relationship issues, health concerns, is completely unnecessary? I'm serious. What if all that suffering is optional? Look, I get it. You're thinking, easy for you to say when you don't know my problems. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your life is exactly as difficult as you've programmed it to be. Let that sink in for a second. Your consciousness, not your circumstances, determines everything. And I mean everything. The wild part? Only 5% of this programming is conscious. The other 95%? It's running in your subconscious, completely on autopilot. That's why you keep hitting the same walls. That's why affirmations and vision boards fail you. You're trying to reprogram your reality with your conscious mind while your subconscious is screaming bullshit in the background. But what if you could access and reprogram that 95%? I've spent years studying this, and here's what I've discovered. The path to ultimate freedom isn't about adding more to your life. It's about releasing what's blocking you. Your mind, what spiritual traditions call the ego, is literally just a safety program. Its entire purpose is keeping your body safe and maintaining the status quo. That's it. But here's the thing about safety programs. They hate change, even positive change. Your mind will fight like hell to maintain whatever reality you currently have, even if that reality is making you miserable. That's why when you try to meditate or practice self-inquiry, your brain suddenly remembers every embarrassing thing you've ever done, every bill you need to pay, and every itch on your body. Your mind isn't trying to help you evolve. It's trying to prevent its own death. Here's where things get interesting. The fastest way to get what you want is to completely let go of wanting it. I know that sounds like some spiritual nonsense, but there's actually profound psychology behind this. When you desperately want something, you're broadcasting, "I don't have this," to your subconscious. You're reinforcing lack. But when you completely release attachment, when you truly, deeply accept that you're fine whether you get it or not, something magical happens. The resistance dissolves, the path clears. Jesus said it. Believe you have received, and you will receive. Not believe you will receive, but believe you have received. Past tense, done deal. This isn't wishful thinking. It's about aligning your entire being, conscious and subconscious, with the reality you want to experience. So how do you actually do this? How do you bypass the ego's defenses and access that deeper programming? One of the most powerful techniques I've found is radical self-inquiry, but not the fluffy kind. Here's how. Ask yourself, what am I? Then sit with that question. When thoughts arise, and they will, let them pass. Don't fight them. Don't follow them. Just return to the question, what am I? Your mind will hate this. It will throw distractions at you like a toddler throwing toys. But if you persist, something extraordinary happens. The mental chatter begins to slow. The spaces between thoughts grow longer. And in that silence, your true self, what you really are beyond all the programming, becomes self-evident. This isn't some mystical state reserved for monks in caves. It's your natural state, covered up by years of mental conditioning. Now here's another mind bender. True freedom comes from realizing you were never trapped to begin with. The power to liberate yourself has always been within you. You just forgot it was there while you were busy running from life, chasing security, and trying to protect yourself from pain. You are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your past or your problems. You are the awareness in which all these things appear. And that awareness, it's limitless, infinite, whole. When you recognize this, not intellectually but experientially, everything changes. Not because your external circumstances magically transform, though they often do, but because you no longer identify with the drama. I need to warn you about something. On this path, you'll hit what spiritual teachers call the happiness trap. You'll start feeling better, life will get easier, and precisely when things improve, you'll think, "I've arrived," and stop practicing. This is the ego's cleverest trick. It lets you have just enough freedom to keep you from seeking complete liberation. Don't fall for it. The initial improvements are just the appetizer. The main course is infinitely more satisfying. Another trap. The healing crisis. As you shift your consciousness, old emotions and even physical symptoms might surface. This isn't failure, it's evidence of deep transformation. It's the darkness coming up to be released. So here's your assignment. If you're serious about this, dedicate time daily to self-inquiry. Ask, "What am I?" and sit with it. Even 5 minutes can be profound. Practice releasing attachment to outcomes. When you notice yourself obsessing over results, gently ask, "Can I let this go?" Feel the release. Serve others from pure intention. Not to get something back, not to feel good about yourself, just pure service. This accelerates everything. Remember that your true motivation isn't to escape pain, it's to discover freedom, joy, and the limitless being you already are. When doubt arises, and it will, recognize it as just another program running. Don't fight it, just watch it, and it loses power. I've seen people transform their entire lives with these practices, not through force or struggle, but through surrender and recognition. The ultimate truth? You are not what you think you are. You are infinitely more powerful, more free, and more vast than you can imagine. And the moment you realize this, not just intellectually, but in your bones, everything you've been chasing will either come to you effortlessly or no longer matter. That's the ultimate freedom.